5-1, a minute-to-minute podcast review of Zack Snyder's director's cut of the Justice League. I'm Harry Slack, and with me as always is my longtime associate, Ben Smolin. Ben, how are you today?
Harry, this is terrible. You sound like shit. No one will be able to hear you.
Great to hear. For new listeners, I'll direct you to episode 79 if you want to know more about what's going on here. For long-time listeners, I do apologize for the audio quality. We have to do this one while I'm driving because I am on the road all day today. But we also have a segment for you. I'll play its intro music now. How much would you pay for those stitches? Ben, I just paid my stitches bill. How much do you think I paid?
Well, I know that you said...
To catch everybody up. Oh, yeah, go on.
I know that you said that it was going to be $150, but then you said that it was costing you more.
$170 for getting the stitches in, and that's the bill that I paid.
Okay, it was $170?
Was what they sent me in the bill, yes. How much did I pay?
$400.
Then I paid $411.
It sounds like you did some bad negotiating there, Harry.
I'm going to level with you. It was. That's all the time we have for the stitches. How much would you pay for those stitches?
Harry, this episode is totally unlistenable. Minute 118, why don't you take away your review?
All right, so...
Why don't you tell people how you saw the minute? Why don't you tell people how you experienced the minute, first and foremost?
Absolutely. So what we did today was Ben played the minute and I listened through my car speakers.
Uh-huh.
And so from what I could tell, there was some screeching.
Uh-huh.
A lot of silence.
Uh-huh.
Mostly silence. A truck honked.
I think that might...
I heard a needle. What's that?
The truck honking may have just been on my side.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That was just a truck honking in your house?
Or it could have been just you're driving, maybe you passed a truck.
I don't know. We'll never know. Hard to say. It's in the past. Let it go. So, but I did hear, my favorite part of the minute was when I think it must have been Needleman went, blah, 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 blah. That was my favorite part. He went, blah, blah, this is for babies or something. He said, I think, this is a baby.
Is that your favorite line of dialogue so far?
Favorite part of the whole film, if I'm being honest, is Needleman going, this is a baby.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then it ended with, I'm going to guess, Amy Adams crying in the rain.
You know, it didn't.
It didn't?
It didn't end that way? No.
Oh, man, I thought that was a sure thing.
So did you like the minute, Harry?
Loved the minute. Loved it. But it was very brave for Needleman and for whoever wrote this movie. Did Zack Snyder write this movie?
You know, we should know that, and I don't.
Well, nearly halfway through it, we have no clue who wrote this movie. So, anyway.
I'm looking it up. It's a Zack Snyder and Chris Terrio.
Oh, Chris Terrio.
Terrio.
Yes, Chris Terrio. So, what I really liked was that they really tapped into that very hip phrase, like, oh, this is for babies. You know how everybody says that?
Harry, mercifully, you're out of time.
Shucks.
So, first of all, Chris Terrio actually has won an Oscar for Argo, which was totally undeserved, but moving on. I remember Argo because...
the wood chipper scene?
Please...
Oh, man, forget about it.
Please don't interrupt. Not today.
Sorry, go on.
I remember Argo because as I was walking out of the theater, I realized that I saw the same showing as Bob Odenkirk, and I'm very happy he's still alive. So what actually happened... I said don't interrupt. No one can understand you.
I'm just making noise. Just keep going.
So what happened in the minute is that Wonder Woman pops in, and Needleman's like, "Oh, it's an Amazon, like your sisters, but stronger." And then they fight for a while, and the Wonder Woman Lamentations play, and Wonder Woman beats him up a fair amount and stomps on some parademons. And Needleman's like other parademons come in, and Needleman goes, "No. This one's mine." And Wonder Woman goes, "I belong to nobody." And then they keep fighting.
Left lane is the lane. Sorry.
And then the minute ends with Batman grunting his way through some fights with some parademons, some cicada men. And that's the minute. Here are my thoughts on it. The I belong to nobody, terrible. Awful. Has nothing to do with any... she spent the first half of the movie basically saying how much she belongs to the man that she loves who is no longer alive. And I'm like, this feels like a pretty false attempt of female empowerment, like really cynical. And then the thing I did like is how out of shape Batman seems when he's fighting the parademons. There's a lot of... Yeah, he's a real roly-poly Batman. There's a lot of little grunts of being like, oh, those are the noises that I make when I stand up. And so that I appreciated. And what another thing that I'll think is stupid is that each hero in the Justice League seems to have their own score, like their own sound. It's like, it's like Wonder Woman's like, it's time for the ancient lamentations as she fights. And they're like, oh, and here's Batman. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, just give me a score. Like, I don't need to be cued into who. Oh, I'm sorry, Ben. I'm afraid we're out of time.
That's all the time we have for reviews today. If you enjoyed this podcast, please take the time to subscribe, rate, review, or otherwise support this project. We are on Twitter at 521Podca1. We are at email.
Guys, I promise you, this is the last day of Harry on the road.
Oh yeah, tomorrow we are back to normal. I'll be home after this. We love you with all our heart. Goodbye.